Mm. Okay. Okay. Alrighty, guys, what's up? What is going on, everybody? Wow, this market is just dumping this morning. Alrighty, guys, what's up? Oh, let me mute that. Okay. Market's dumping, dude. I should have left a runner on my trade. We're gonna talk about the algos and indicators soon. I just want to let some people join. Hopefully, haven't live streamed in a while though. So, if everything's good in the live stream, if you could just like put something in the chat. I know I haven't live streamed in a while though. So we're gonna talk about the new indicator a little bit, and then we're gonna talk about NQ Trader. So everyone that is kind of new kind of knows what's the deal, right? What's going on. So, hey Gio, everything's good? Awesome. So, first off, we'll talk about the Autotrader. So, last night, obviously, did take a losing trade. Okay, not that big of a deal. Replay, I guess it's showing a win though, because the entry, a little slippage, right, in live time. If there was zero slippage, it would have been a winner. This trade was a loser. Right here, I think my entry was about 34 and this entry was 32, so just that 1.5. So I was about 11 points of profit there, and you need about 12 for a win, right? So that one was a loser, not the end of the world. But besides that, we've been on a really good win streak. Just running overnight again, settings 12 a.m. 9 a.m. Eastern. I just have it on a 1-2-1 right now for the contracts, and that's about it, right? Last week on the 23rd, which was my birthday, we did have 2 winners, and then 22nd we had a winner. So I mean, that was the first losing trade in a little while, which is good to know. So past like 10 days or so, that was the first loser. So, you know, not a big deal. Still performing pretty good. This was the trade I took this morning, just on my own. We had a unicorn model this morning. We created equal lows here, so this was a low already, and then we made another low, pulled back into a breaker block here. Yeah, and Orbit's been pretty good results on the Autotrader and stuff like that. But we pulled back on the breaker block, and once we made these equal lows, I was pretty sure we were going to move back down. So I took an entry here, got a pretty good fill, and made 27 points. But let's just say I should have left a runner, because now it's up 190 points. So just 1 micro. How much is 1 micro with that? 1 micro, 200 points times, that's $400 there on 1 micro. So that would have been really, really awesome. But let's get into the indicators, guys. So this buy sell one is just something I created last night. Worked pretty good this morning. I'll just show you guys because it's fun. So I made this last night in about an hour. We had a short trade this morning up to potentially 28 points of profit. So again, scalping indicator mainly. right when the market opened here, swept this high. That's a solid 20-point trade. And then we had a short entry here. Would have put the stop loss above the high. And obviously, you know, that's a winner. So solid there. Let's talk about our indicator that we're releasing this weekend. Okay, so it's Imperial Algo. Okay, it's based off of reversals in the market. Okay, you can obviously use this on, you know, other time frames and stuff, but it's mainly meant for scalping and stuff like that, right? So there's different ways to use it, and we'll come out with more information on specifically like some trade ideas on how you can use it. But if you just take it for what it is, you know, I wouldn't trade pre-market usually, so we'll talk about like market when the market's actually going. So yesterday lunchtime we had a short trade here. Again, this is, you should add other confluences in with this, but short trade here, you could put it above where the indicator is. Obviously it changes if you zoom in or out, but put it above a recent high or something, and you can go for 1-to-1s, 1-to-2s, 1-to-3s, whatever you want, right? I think BB3 said 1-to-3s are pretty good, with like pretty attainable with the strategy. Obviously this one would have lost, right? So just kind of do your own due diligence, right? Like this trade right here, let's talk about why this one won, right? So first off, we had a solid target here. We pulled up into this 1-minute fair value gap, which was also in discount of the range, right? Above 50% of the range, right? So the indicator popped up after we rejected this, and we also swept these highs. So there's a lot of confluence there, right? Solid target here in discount, or sorry, premium of the range, and swept these equal highs, and then you get a short signal, right? So you could throw in a short if you want. That's a big stop, right? Trade small, put it above the indicator wherever you're comfortable, right? But that one, nice win, right? Now, why did this one lose, right? Well, we just swept liquidity down here, right? And we're kind of bouncing out of this fair value gap here, and you're getting a short signal into this fair value gap, right? You might not want to take that, okay? Again, these trades right here, that's when market's closing. I would stay away from that. But let's talk about when the market opened on the 22nd. Okay, so this is at 9:41. We got a short signal. Okay, first off, what's happening, right? We are sweeping liquidity here. Okay, sweeping liquidity. If we zoom out, let's see, sweeping higher time frame liquidity. I mean, we've been moving up, so there's not a lot of like resistance and stuff above us. So we can't always look at that, but we did get a short signal after we're sweeping liquidity, so at least we have some confluence there. Stop loss above the high, it's only 20 points. And right away, I mean, up 50 points there, zero drawdown, basically. Solid results there, right? Just do what makes sense, right? This trade was right after news, so you can see there is a 50-point candle, so you might not want to take this right after the news, you know, but if you did, stop loss below a low, I mean, it did work out, just depending on where you put your stop loss, right? So again, this is just a 1-minute chart. There'll be other entries on like a 30-second chart, 15-second chart, you know, stuff like that. Okay, so here, this is when market opened again. What was happening, right? So swept liquidity right here. What else is going on? We have a fair value gap right here, bouncing from that. Okay, and we get a nice long signal here. I'm not cherry picking these two. We're just, you know, I'm just going back days. Okay, And total run up 150 points, right? Do whatever you want. 1-to-1s, 1-to-1s right here, 1-to-2, 1-to-3 is up here, right? This one worked out well too. So ask questions in the chat, guys, if you have any questions about it, because we're gonna be releasing it this weekend. It's not gonna be super expensive either, and we'll have monthly options, yearly options, whatever. And I think we're gonna do a discount code this weekend as well for Labor Day. So here though, again, SWIP liquidity, right? We're kind of holding this fair value gap here and creating another couple fair value gaps here, right? So long entry, stop loss below the low, that's pretty big, right? Maybe you want to put it below these fair value gaps. 1-to-1s hit, I mean 44 points, you got to take some profit, right? So that one worked out as well. Let's go back again. Pre-market, you did get a decent entry here, but I don't trade pre-market, so we'll keep going. So this one was a loser. We'll take a look. Take a look at potentially why. Well, it depends actually if you were scalping or not, right? So what was going on, right? We had a sweep of liquidity here. We had a sweep of liquidity here. We were rejecting these fair value gaps here. I would say this is a solid trade. Okay. Entry was here. Total points of profit 15. So if you're a scalper, right? Depending on where you put your stop loss, right? If you put your stop loss here, right, that's a 1-to-1. But if you put it up here, it's obviously not a 1-to-1 or anything. So that one would have been a loser, but it's a solid trade, right? And again, it's just an indicator, so you use it at your own discretion. Use it how you'd like, right? Some of these entries are super precise. This was at about 9 o'clock on the 16th. So it is pre-market, right? But I mean, I usually don't trade pre-market, but I know a lot of people do. So we had a sweep of liquidity. We have a fair value gap created right here. And we get a long signal stop loss, only 25 points for below the low, so you might as well. And you can target 1-to-1s, 1-to-2s, 1-to-3s, whatever you want. You can find a good draw on liquidity, right? You can see right here, there's basically equal highs, right? So you could, I mean, leave runners up there. Just depends on how you want to use it, right? Hopefully this gets you pretty excited about the indicator. Obviously, it's not going to win all the time, right? It's a reversals indicator. Here it looks like we had CPI, I think 830, 84 point candle, but it did catch the bottom. Well, as low as it went right here, right? So obviously CPI fat for value gap. Okay, you're not going to want to put your stop loss all the way below a low, so you could put it, I don't know, below where the indicator is. Obviously that changes if you zoom in and out, right? But you could put it somewhere down here. Give it a little bit of room for news. And obviously that ran up. You're not gonna get like a million signals or anything most of the time. These trades right here are like a minute before market opens, so I wouldn't be taking those, because why would you take a trade a minute before the market opens? This trade was pre-market. Excuse me, right after news. I probably wouldn't be taking these either, but I mean, if you took the long, it does go 1-to-1 at least. This trade, let's see. So kind of bouncing out of this fair value gap here. We haven't really swept a good liquidity point yet. I mean, we swept here, but a solid liquidity point from this move down. What else? We have like triple, quadruple equal highs up here, so that's going to be a big liquidity point, big target, right? So a couple things maybe keeping you out of that. Otherwise, you had a total potential profit of about 10 points. 10 points of profit. Just depends on what you like to do, right? Let's go over another day here. So looks like during this day, I mean, when you get a steady uptrend like this, I mean, this day you're up, the market's moving straight up 350 points. Maybe don't take a short signal, right? Just kind of some common sense there. Prime lunchtime hours, yeah, maybe don't take a short there. I don't really, if you did, that's just a straight up loser. Long trade right at the high again, you know, maybe don't long right at the high and don't short on a straight up day, right? You guys have any questions in the chat? Also, if you could drop a like on the live stream, that would be awesome. Yeah, but throw any questions if you have any. Here on the 12th of August, what do we have going on? So we created equal highs here, so not super great, but we swept some of these highs. We swept these right here. We just made equal highs there. What else? We did just, let's see. That's about it. That's all we got going. We have some lows here. Do we have any good targets? I mean, yeah, I mean, there's equal lows here. Solid equal lows here, so that could be a good reason to take that short, right? Really perfect equal lows, stop loss above those highs. 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3 down here. So that worked out as well. Let's check what the market's doing. Yeah, that would have been beautiful. I should have left a runner. That's 240 points for my entry earlier. Oof, missing out on that runner. Again, there's signals during like other times too, like Asia, London session, stuff like that. Obviously, like there is other trades. This was a winner as well. Just, you know, I only trade Eastern market hours, regular market hours to me. Let's see, this trade happened right at lunchtime. Lunchtime's not a great time to trade. You can see we're already kind of chopping here, right? But if you did take it, what would be the reasons? Maybe liquidity sweep here. We have a fair value gap here. We have another fair value gap here, which we're kind of disrespecting and chopping around. Not really a super clear target. If you did take it, you would have had maybe 18 points of profit. Okay, but probably a loss if you take it. But you can see a lot of these are winners, right? I mean, this trade right here was like London pre-market, whatever. Ran 300 points almost. Caught the high. This trade 9:58 in the morning. Let's check it out. So what would be the reasons for taking this? Okay. Well, we have liquidity here, which we didn't exactly sweep. We made equal lows, but decent spot to target. Also a fair value gap. So we bounce out of that, probably sell at the fair value gap, right? If it's only going to be an extra point or two, right? And we get a short signal on the up close candle. You can put your stop loss, you know, above here. I wouldn't put it above the high because that's 60 points. So somewhere above the indicator pop up, maybe, right? But I would probably be scalping this to the fair value gap. 1 to 1, depending on where you put your stop. 1 to 2, maybe, you know. Not a huge winner, but I mean, you gotta at least take partials when you hit some of these spots, like a solid liquidity point or fair value gap, right? Anyone have any questions? Come on, I'm talking to myself here, which is fine. But this day, 11 o'clock, longing right at the highs. So I would probably stay away. What would be your potential reasons for taking it? We got kind of a liquidity sweep here. We're bouncing out of a fair value gap, right? But that would have been a loser. Yeah, you know, just try not to long at high a day or short at low a day, right? It just doesn't really make too much sense. No trades popping up there. Maybe we're too far back. I think we are too far back. So works pretty good. You can see a lot of winners there. You can also lower the time frame or raise the time frame, right? Kind of whatever you'd like to do. They're going to give you different signals, right? If you raise or lower the time frames. Doesn't necessarily mean they're worse signals, but could help with your bias. So, you know, on the 22nd, 5 minute saying short, we do move up, you know, a little bit higher, but then move down the rest of the day. So it could be used for bias as well. And check, I do check the 30-second, 15-second a good amount as well, because those give you pretty decent entries. More scalpy entries though. Tighter stops. This trade, 30-second time frame. Had a liquidity sweep, shorting at the highs, which is great. Not longing at the highs. Stop loss could be above this, right? Luckily, we stayed about a tick away. And you get your 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, right? Longing basically at high of day right after we sweep the high. Probably not a smart idea, right? So, and if you caught that, you shouldn't be trading anymore. Shorting here, I mean, we swept some liquidity. It's kind of shorting at low a day, but I mean, we have some other confluences, right? But that one, I mean, pretty perfect zero drawdown for a solid 60 points. But you guys get the point. So I just wanted to kind of hop on a live, talk about that. No entries today, I don't think. No, no entries, I don't think today. Oh wait, I don't even have it on this chart. "15-second entry here, but I don't know if I would. I mean, 15 seconds pretty low. That one would have been a loser. That's okay. 30-second, no entries today. 1 minute, we have an entry over here, which we did move down a little bit from, and also up a little bit from. Just depends where your stop loss was. But anyway, guys, that was just a little recap. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the Discord. Just wanted to throw a live stream up and kind of recap the day. So have a good one, guys. I'll be around in the Discord, so I'll see you later.